Alrighty guys, this is the story of Dominick Calhoun. I do want to tell you guys there's a disclaimer with this video. Warning, viewer discretion is advised. Dominick Richard Calhoun was born on October 17, 2005 in Grand Blanc and would unfortunately pass away on April 11, 2010 at Hurley Medical Center. On the morning of April 8th, Dominick accidentally urinated his pants while sitting in the living room sofa. That is when the beating started, police stated. Brandon Hayes began savagely beating him. He claims that he was trying to give a sense of discipline to the 4-year-old, whose body was dragged from his bed and beaten some more. Brandon was so angry over the soiled couch, so he turned his anger towards his mother, Corinne Baker. Brandon struck her on the face and pulled chunks of her hair out. Brandon kept asking Corinne who was going to pay for the sofa. On Friday, April 9th, Brandon kicked the little boy in the head and the genital area again and again. Brandon repeatedly kicked Corinne multiple times when she tried covering up the boy with her body. Sheriff Robert Pickels of the investigation revealed that Brandon screamed at his girlfriend, saying that he was tired of raising the boy and that he deserved to die. Brandon screamed at Dominick he was a little crackhead. He was also mad that they were not receiving any financial help from the boy's father. On Saturday, April 10th, Dominick laid listless on his bed until Brandon dragged him out by his arm. At this time, the torture continued despite the fact that Dominick was believed to be unconscious. He hit and kicked him again and again. On Sunday, April 11th, Christine Baker, the younger sister of Corinne Baker, went to the apartment allegedly to buy drugs from Corinne and Brandon, according to police. Christine observed the bruises on her sister and how badly beaten Dominick was. The sheriff said she left and went to the home of Richard Calhoun, who is Dominick's paternal grandfather. Christine told the grandfather what all she saw. At 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, Richard Calhoun went to the police department and told Officer Angelo Panos that they needed help at the Pinehurst apartments because his grandson was dying. Sheriff Robert and Officer Panos accompanied Richard to the apartment and found Dominick unconscious and lying on his back on the floor of the east bedroom. The boy was wearing training pants and a t-shirt. He was moaning and his breathing was very shallow. Investigators learned from the doctors that Dominick had been kicked in the genitalia and head over and over again. Sheriff Robert said that the portion of the boy's skull had to be removed because the brain was so badly swollen. The sheriff was also told that Brandon had poked the boy's eyes with his thumbs and fingers. When Dominick arrived at the hospital, he was pronounced dead, but he was put on life support. Family members took the 4-year-old Dominick off life support on the morning of April 12th at 11:02 a.m. The county prosecutor announced that Hayes was arraigned on 9 counts, including torture, unaliving, child abuse, assault, and drug charges. On April 23, 2010, Corinne Baker was charged with second-degree unaliving and second-degree child abuse. Officially alleged Corinne refused to give her son medical attention. Dominick had an older brother who was a victim as well. He would later testify in court how Brandon would hurt him and his brother and how everything went down on that horrific day. Tyler was put into protective custody and then went into foster home. I do want you to know that the grandparents did fight to get the custody of Tyler, but unfortunately it took them a couple years. I don't know to this day if they managed to get custody of the older brother. On January 2012, a jury found Brandon Hayes guilty on all counts, including felony unaliving, torture, 2 counts of first-degree, child abuse, and related assault, and various drug charges. He was also convicted as a 4th-time habitual offender. He was sentenced to 100 to 150 years in prison without the possibility of parole. Corinne was sentenced to 13 to 30 years in prison. Her earliest release date, according to Michigan Department of Corrections, is April 22, 2023. Her maximum release date is April 22, 2040. Since Dominick's passing, his family worked hard to push Dominick Law, and on June 26, 2012, Dominick Law was signed into legislation, which strengthens penalties for child abuse in Michigan and adds penalties for when abuse is committed in front of others and individuals. Alrighty guys, that was the unfortunate story of Dominick Calhoun. May he rest in peace. But until my next one, guys, remember to always take care, make good choices, and I love you guys. Bye guys.